Next question brings us back a little bit more. At PuppyMaster45 wants to know, how were you introduced to gaming as a kid?
I was born.
My parents. I think the easy response is my parents bought me a PlayStation for my birthday or Christmas.
Really?
I don't remember, but like myself, I didn't. I'm not sure if I say I'm 6 years old. I'm not saying I want a PlayStation or anything. Back then, like the '90s, early 2000s, you really don't. It's not the same world it is now. So as a 6-year-old, it's hard to imagine that I even knew what a PlayStation was until it was in my hands.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking.
When
we really put the first controller.
When I was 4, my parents split up, and it's like, so for my 5th birthday, I got a drum set, a go-kart, and then my cousin got a Sega. Yeah, so like I had whenever I turned 5, I had.
Yeah,
I had
go-kart.
Dude, I got 2 Christmases. It was awesome, but like I had like a drum set and a go-kart, and like I loved it. But then like I'd go over to my cousin's house and play his Sega, and just like get immersed in Sonic, dude. I would sit there and play Sonic for hours. And then like I asked my mom, I was like, "Can I get a Sega?" She was like, "Well, he has a Sega. Why don't you get something else?" So I got a Super Nintendo,
good choice.
And that's Then I got
your company won, by the way.
Yeah.
Your mom was the real MVP there and had you make the right choice.
Yeah, the OG console war. But I got introduced to Mario, and like it just blew up, man. My gaming career started young, and it just blew up with Mario.
Yeah, I played a lot of Mario games.
Oh, where would it start? I think what I remember is it definitely had to spawn off my brother because he was playing games. I think he was playing like Game Boy Color, and it was Pokemon, and I kind of like fucked around with that. And like to tell you the truth, I wasn't like crazy into it until like my parents saw that like we were playing and doing things together, and whatever it was, they just wanted us to do stuff together because that's kind of how we are now. Me and my brother just do everything together, and so I think they decided to get us a system, which was the Nintendo 64, and from there, like I didn't know what games were on the system or anything at the time, so like my mom was like, "Oh, maybe at Toys R Us, do you want a game?" And I was like, if there's a Spider-Man game, I'd like one, and Spider-Man 64, one of the first games I played. But I think my most fond memories kind of come from when I got my original Xbox. That's when I really think like as Spazzy would say, my gaming career took off. Because I remember like that we
Fusion Frenzy on the Xbox.
Fusion Frenzy, NFL Fever, and Oddworld, Munch's Odyssey, Jet Set Radio. Like those games were like the 4 building blocks to what I am today.
Yeah. These are all really fancy words that we're using here to explain gaming.
Fusion Frenzy. The second one sucked, but the first one was so.
Dude, yeah, this shit was. You run around the bug stomper mode with the giant ass hammer, and you were just beating the shit out of bugs for points.
And there was nothing. There was no objective to the actual game. You just like those little mini games were just so cool.
So I got a question for y'all. Did you play Ratchet and Clank?
No.
I liked the first Ratchet and Clank. Then like they made like one every year, and it was ridiculous. But they made one called Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked, which was a co-op game.
Fucking Ratchet and
Dude,
Clank game.
it was awesome. It was an awesome game. It was you could just hook up with one of your buddies. No, I mean not in a gay way, but not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying. Anyways, but you could hook up with one of your buddies and get that game going and like have so much fun. It's just like over the top explosions. It's like if Michael Bay made a Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But I just wanted to say that like the new Ratchet and Clank that's coming out,
it's pretty cool.
Looks like it's going to be a pretty good homage to the OGs.
Is it like what is it? Is it like a remake of the first ever Ratchet and Clank game or something?
It's the way they explained it. They said it's the video game based off the movie, based off the video game.
All right, yeah, so it is off the first one. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fancy way of saying remaster of the first ever Ratchet and Clank game.
But they said you'll like it's totally redone and stuff, but like you'll see areas that you recognize from the first game, so that'll be cool.
Interesting. I'm excited for it.
Interesting. I am too. I'll be getting it. That's why I got a PS4 for those exclusives, and I got an Xbox One for those exclusives. Boom, bam, slimdy slam.